参考书目 Daran, 1997, Training and Innovation in an Imperfect Labor Market, Review of Economic Studies 64, No. 2, 445-464. Acemoglu Daran, 1998, Why Do New Technologies Complement Skills? Directed Technical Change and Wage Inequality, Quarterly Journal of Economics 113, No. 4, 1055-1089. Acemoglu Daran, 1999, Changes in Unemployment and Wage Inequality, An Alternative Theory and Some Evidence, American Economic Review 89, No. 5, 1259-1278. Acemoglu Daran, 2001, Good Jobs versus Bad Jobs, Journal of Labor Economics 19, No. 1, 121. Acemoglu Daran, 2002a, Directed Technical Change, Review of Economic Studies 69, No. 4, 781-810. Acemoglu Daran, 2002b, Technical Change, Inequality, and the Labor Market, Journal of Economic Literature 40, No. 1, 772. Acemoglu Daran, 2003a, Labor and Capital Augmenting Technical Change, Journal of European Economic Association 1, No. 1, 1-37. Acemoglu Daran, 2003b, Patterns of Skill Premia, Review of Economic Studies 70, No. 2, 199-230. Acemoglu Daran, 2009, Introduction to Modern Economic Growth, Princeton N.J., Princeton University Press. Acemoglu Daran, 2010, When Does Labor Scarcity Encourage Innovation? Journal of Political Economy 118, No. 6, 1037-1078. Acemoglu Daran, 2021, AI's Future Doesn't Have to Be Dystopian, Boston Review, May 20, 2021. Acemoglu Daran, forthcoming. Harms of AI, in the Handbook of AI Governance, edited by Justin Bullock, Yu-Che Chen, Johannes Himmelreich, Valerie M. Hudson, Anton Koronek, Matthew Young, and Baobao Zhang. New York, Oxford University Press. Acemoglu Daran, Philippe Aguian, Lint Barrage, and David Hemus, forthcoming. Climate Change, Director Innovation, and the Energy Transition, the Long-Run Consequences of the Shale Gas Revolution. Acemoglu Daran, Philippe Aguian, Leonardo Burston, and David Hemus, 2012, The Environment and Directed Technical Change, American Economic Review 102, No. 1, 131-166. Acemoglu Daran, Nicholas Azeman, Savatgare Aksoy, Martin Fisbein, and Carlos Molina. 2021, Successful Democracies Breed Their Own Support, NBER Working Paper No. 29167, DO 10336-29167. Acemoglu Daran, Ufuk Akshigit, Harun Alp, Nicholas Bloom, and William Kerr, 2018, Innovation, Reallocation, and Growth, American Economic Review 108, No. 11, 3450-3491. Acemoglu Daran, and David H. Otter, 2011, Skills, Tasks, and Technologies, Implications for Employment and Earnings, Handbook of Labor Economics 4, 1043-1171. Acemoglu Daran, David H. Otter, David Dorn, Gordon H. Hansen, and Brendan Price, 2014, Return of the Solo Paradox, IT, Productivity, and Employment in U.S. Manufacturing, American Economic Review 104, No. 5, 394-399. Acemoglu Daran, David H. Otter, David Dorn, Gordon Hansen, and Brendan Price, 2016. Import Competition and the Great U.S. Employment Sag of the 2000s, Journal of Labor Economics 34, S141, S198. Acemoglu Daran, David H. Otter, Jonathan Hazel, and Pascual Restrepo, 2022. AI and Jobs, Evidence from Online Vacancies, Journal of Labor Economics 40, S1, 293-S340. Acemoglu Daran, David H. Otter, and Christina H. Patterson, forthcoming. Bottlenecks, Sectoral Imbalances in the U.S., Productivity Slowdown, prepared for the NBER Macroeconomics Annual 2023. Acemoglu Daran, Alex Sheehy, and Daniel Lemaire, 2022. Eclipse of Rent Sharing, The Effects of Managers' Business Education on Wages and the Labor Share in the U.S. and Denmark. NBER Working Paper No. 29874. DOI 10.3386-2874. Acemoglu Daran and Simon Johnson, 2005, Unbundling Institutions. Journal of Political Economy 113, 949-995. Acemoglu Daran and Simon Johnson, 2017, It's Time to Found a New Republic, Foreign Policy, August 15th. Acemoglu Daran, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson, 2003, An African Success Story, Botswana, In Search of Prosperity, Analytical Narratives on Economic Growth, edited by Danny Roderick, 8119, Princeton N.J., Princeton University Press. Acemoglu Daran, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson, 2005a, Institutions as Fundamental Determinants of Long-Run Growth. In Handbook of Economic Growth, edited by Philippe Aghion and Stephen Durloff, 1A, 385-472, Amsterdam, North Holland. Acemoglu, Darren, Simon Johnson, and James A. Robinson. 2005b, The Rise of Europe, Atlantic Trade, Institutional Change and Economic Growth. American Economic Review, 95, 546-579. Acemoglu, Darren, Michael Jordan, and Glenn Whale. 2021. The Turing Test is Bad for Business. Wired. Acemoglu, Darren, Claire Lalarge, and Pasquale Restrepo. 2020. Competing with Robots, Firm-Level Evidence from France. American Economic Review Papers and Proceedings, 110, 383-388. Acemoglu, Darren, and Joshua Lin, 2004. Market Size and Innovation, Theory and Evidence from the Pharmaceutical Industry. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 11/9-1049-1090. Acemoglu, Darren, Ali Makhdoumi, Azrakh Malekian, and Asuoz Daglar. Forthcoming. Too Much Data, Prices and Inefficiencies in Data Markets. American Economic Journal. Acemoglu, Darren, Andrea Manera, and Pasquale Restrepo. 2020. Does the U.S. Tax Code favor automation? Brookings Papers on Economic Activity, Number 1, 231-285. Acemoglu, Darren, Suresh Naidu, Pasquale Restrepo, and James A. Robinson. 2019. Democracy Does Cause Growth. Journal of Political Economy, 127, Number 1, 47-100. Acemoglu, Darren, and Andrew F. Newman, 2002. The Labor Market and Corporate Structure. European Economic Review 46, Number 10, 1733-1756. Acemoglu, Darren, Asu Ozdaglar, and James Siderius, 2022. A Model of Online Misinformation. NBER Working Paper, Number 28884. DOI 10.3386/28884. Acemoglu, Darren, and Jorn Stefan Pischke, 1998. Why Do Firms Train? Theory and Evidence. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 113, Number 1, 79-119. Acemoglu, Darren, and Jorn Stefan Pischke, 1999. The Structure of Wages and Investment in General Training. Journal of Political Economy, 107, Number 3, 539-572. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2018. The Race Between Machine and Man, Implications of Technology for Growth, Factor Shares and Employment. American Economic Review 108, Number 6, 1488-42. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 29A. Artificial Intelligence, Automation and Work. In the Economics of Artificial Intelligence, an agenda edited by Ajay Agarwal, Joshua S. Gans, and Avi Goldfarb, 997-236. Chicago, University of Chicago Press. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo. 29b. Automation and New Tasks, How Technology Changes Labor Demand. Journal of Economic Perspectives, 33, Number 2, 330. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2020a. Robots and Jobs, Evidence from U.S. Labor Markets. Journal of Political Economy, 28, Number 6, 2188-2244. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2020b. Unpacking Skill Bias, Automation and New Tasks. American Economic Review, Papers and Proceedings, 110, 336-61. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2020c. The Wrong Kind of AI, Cambridge Journal of Regions, Economy and Society, 1325-35. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2021. Demographics and Automation, Review of Economic Studies 89, Number 1, 1-44. Acemoglu, Darren, and Pasquale Restrepo, 2022. Tasks, Automation and the Rise in U.S. Wage Inequality. Econometrica 90, Nur 5, 1973-2016. Acemoglu, Darren, and James A. Robinson, 2006a. Economic Backwardness in Political Perspective, American Political Science Review 100, No. 1, 15-31. Acemoglu, Darren, and James A. Robinson, 2006b. Economic Origins of Dictatorship and Democracy, New York, Cambridge University Press. Acemoglu, Darren, and James A. Robinson, 2012. Why Nations Fail, The Origins of Power, Prosperity, and Poverty, New York Crown. Acemoglu, Darren, and James A. Robinson, 2019. The Narrow Corridor, States, Societies, and the Fate of Liberty, New York Penguin. Acemoglu, Darren, and Alexander Wolitsky, 2011. The Economics of Labor Coercion, Econometrica 79, Number 2, 555-600. Acemoglu, Darren, and Fabrizio Zilabati, 2001, Productivity Differences. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 116, No. 2, 563-606. Adena Maya Rubin, Anna Kolopov, Maria Petrova, Veronica Santarosa, and Ekaterina Zhuravskaya. 2015, Radio and the Rise of the Nazis in Pre-War Germany. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 130, Number 4, 1885-1939. Aegir Philip, Leah Boston, and Catherine Erickson, 2021, The Intergenerational Effects of a Large Wealth Shock, White Southerners After the Civil War. American Economic Review 1 Unknown 11, 3767-3794. Agrawal, Ajay, Joshua S. Gans, and Avi Goldfarb. 2018, Prediction Machines, The Simple Economics of Artificial Intelligence. Cambridge, May, Harvard Business Review Press. Agrawal, D.P. 2007, The Indus Civilization, An Interdisciplinary Perspective, New Delhi, Aryan. AIM, Association for Intelligent Information Management. 2022, What is Robotic Process Automation? Alexander Magnus W. 1929, The Economic Evolution of the United States, Its Background and Significance. Address presented at the World Engineering Congress, Tokyo, Japan, November 1929. National Industrial Conference Board, New York. Alexopoulos, Michelle, and John Cohen, 2016. The Medium is the Measure. Technical Change and Employment, 1909 to 1949. Review of Economics and Statistics, 98, No. 4, 792 to 810. Alcott, Hunt, Luca Brughieri, Sarah Eichmeyer, and Matthew Genskow, 2020. The Welfare Effects of Social Media. American Economic Review 110, No. 3, 629 to 676. Alcott, Hunt, and Matthew Genskow, 2017. Social Media and Fake News in the 2016 Election. Journal of Economic Perspectives 31, 211 to 236. Alcott, Hunt, Matthew Genskow, and Lena Song, 221. Digital Addiction. NBER Working Paper No. 289936, DOI 103386, W28936. Alcott, Hunt, Matthew Genskow, and Chuan Yu, 2019. Trends in the Diffusion of Misinformation on Social Media, Research and Politics, 6, No. 2, 1-8. Allen, Robert C., 1992. Enclosure and the Yeoman, The Agricultural Development of the South Midlands, 1450-1850, Oxford, Clarendon. Allen, Robert C., 2003. Farm to Factory, A Reinterpretation of the Soviet Industrial Revolution, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Allen, Robert C., 2009a, The British Industrial Revolution in Global Perspective, New York, Cambridge University Press. Allen, Robert C., How Prosperous Were the Romans? Evidence from Diocletian's Price Edict, 301 ad, in Quantifying the Roman Economy, Methods and Problems, edited by Alan Bowman and Andrew Wilson, 327 to 345. Oxford, Oxford University Press. Ammon, Daniel, 1879, The Proposed Interoceanic Ship Canal Across Nicaragua. In Appendix A, Proceedings in the General Session of the Canal Congress in Paris, May 23, and in the Fourth Commission. Journal of the American Geographical Society of New York 11, May 26, 153 to 160. Anderson, Kurt, 2021. Evil Geniuses, The Unmaking of America, A Recent History, New York, Random House. Anderson, Cameron, Sebastian Brion, Don A. Moore, and Jessica A. Kennedy, 2012. A Status Enhancement Account of Overconfidence. Journal of Personality and Social Psychology 103, No. 4, 718 to 735. Anderson, Jana, and Lee Rainey, 2018. Improvements Ahead, How Humans and AI Might Evolve Together in the Next Decade. Pew Research Center, December 10th. Andrews, Dan, Chiara Criscuolo, and Peter N. Gall, 2016. The Best versus the Rest, The Global Productivity Slowdown, Divergence Across Firms and the Role of Public Policy. OECD Working Paper No. 5. Applebaum, Benjamin, 2019. Economist's Hour, False Prophets, Free Markets, and the Fracture of Society. New York, Little, Brown. Applebaum, Anne, 2017. Red Famine, Stalin's War on Ukraine. New York, Doubleday. Arendt, Hannah, 1978. Totalitarianism, Interview with Roger Herrera. New York Review of Books. Arrow, Kenneth J., 1962. The Economic Implications of Learning by Doing. Review of Economic Studies 29, 155-73. Ash Elliott, Daniel L. Chen, and Suresh Naidu. 2022. Ideas Have Consequences, The Impact of Law and Economics on American Justice. NBER Working Paper No. 29788. DOI 10.3386/W29788. Ashton T.S. 1986. The Industrial Revolution 1760-1830. Oxford, Oxford University Press. Asimov, Isaac, 1989, Interview with Bill Moyers in Bill Moyers, A World of Ideas, edited by Betty Sue Flowers, 265 to 278. New York, Doubleday. Atkinson, Anthony B., and Joseph E. Stiglitz, 1969, A New View of Technological Change. Economic Journal 79, Niver 373 to 578. Atkinson, Rick, 2002, An Army at Dawn, The War in North Africa, 1942 to 1943. New York, Henry Holt. Auerbach, Jeffrey A. 1999. The Great Exhibition of 1851, A Nation on Display. New Haven CT, Yale University Press. Autor, David H. 2014. Skills Education and the Rise of Earnings Inequality Among the Other 99%. Science 344, No 6186, 843-851. Autor, David H. 2019. Work of the Past, Work of the Future. American Economic Review, Papers and Proceedings 109, 1-32. Autor, David H., Caroline Chin, Anna Salomons, and Brian Siegmiller. 2022. New Frontiers, The Origins and Content of New Work, 1940-2018. NBER Working Paper Number 3389, DOI 10.3386/W30389. Autor, David H. and David Dorn, 2013. The Growth of Low-Skill Service Jobs and the Polarization of the U.S. Labor Market. American Economic Review, TOE 3, Number 5, 1553-1597. Autor, David H., David Dorn, and Gordon H. Hansen. 2013. The China Syndrome, Local Labor Market Effects of Import Competition in the United States. American Economic Review 103, 2168. Autor, David H., David Dorn, and Gordon Hansen, 2019. When Work Disappears, How Adverse Labor Market Shocks Affect Fertility, Marriage, and Children's Living Circumstances. American Economic Review Insights 1, Number 2, 161-178. Autor, David H., Lawrence Katz, and Melissa Kearney. 2008. Trends in U.S. Wage Inequality, Revising the Revisionists. Review of Economics and Statistics 90, Number 2, 300-323. Autor, David H., Frank Levy, and Richard J. Murnane. 2002. Upstairs, Downstairs, Computers and Skills on Two Floors of a Large Bank. Industrial Labor Relations Review 55, Number 3, 432-447. Autor, David H., Frank Levy, and Richard J. Murnane. 2003. The Skill Content of Recent Technological Change and Empirical Exploration. Quarterly Journal of Economics 118, Number 4, 1279-1333. Babbage, Charles, 1851-1968. The Exposition of 1851, or Views of the Industry, the Science, and the Government of England, 2nd ed., Abingdon, Routledge. Bacon, Francis, 1620-2017, The New Organon or True Directions Concerning the Interpretation of Nature. Translated by Jonathan Bennett. Baines, Edward, 1835, History of the Cotton Manufacture in Great Britain. London, Fisher, and Jackson. Baldwin, Peter, 1990, The Politics of Social Solidarity, Class Bases of the European Welfare State, 1875-1975. Cambridge University Press. Banerjee, Abhijit V., Sean Cole, Esther Duflo, and Lee Linden, 2007. Remedying Education, Evidence from 2 Randomized Experiments in India. Quarterly Journal of Economics 122, Number 3, 1235-1264. Baptist, Edward E., 2014. The Half Has Never Been Told, Slavery and the Making of American Capitalism, Basic Books. New York, Barker, Juliet, 2014, 1381, The Year of the Peasants' Revolt, Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. Barlow, Frank, 1999, The Feudal Kingdom of England, 1042-1216, 5th ed., London, Routledge. Baron Joseph L., 1996, A Treasury of Jewish Quotations, Rev. ed., Lanham, M.D., Jason Aronson. Baron Cohen, Simon, Alan M. Leslie, and Uta Frith, 1985, Does the Autistic Child Have a Theory of Mind? Cognition 21, Number 1, 37-46. Barrow, Robert, and Xavier Salah I. Martin, 2004, Economic Growth, Cambridge, MA, MIT Press. Basu, Susanto, and David N. Weil, 1998, Appropriate Technology and Growth. Quarterly Journal of Economics 113, Number 4, 25-1054. Beatty, Charles, 1956, De Lesseps of Suez, The Man and His Times, New York, Harper. Becker, Gary S., 1993, Human Capital, 3rd ed., Chicago University of Chicago Press. Beckert, Sven, 2014, Empire of Cotton, A Global History, New York, Vintage. Bentham, Jeremy, 1791, Panopticon, or The Inspection House, Dublin, Thomas Paine. Baraja, Martin, Andrew Kao, David Y. Yang, and Noam Yuchman. AI-tocracy, NBR Working Paper 294466, DOI 10.3386/29466. Baraja, Martin, David Y. Yang, and Noam Yuchman, 2020. Data-Intensive Innovation in the State, Evidence from AI Firms in China. NBR Working Paper No. 27723, DOI 103382773, forthcoming in Review of Economic Studies. Berg, Maxine, 1980. The Machinery Question in the Making of Political Economy, 1815-1848. Cambridge University Press. Burgot, Antonin, Gilbert Sett, and Remy Lacat, 2016. Productivity Trends in Advanced Countries Between 1890 and 2012. Review of Income and Wealth 62, No. 3, 420-444. Bergman, Ronan, and Mark Mazzetti, 2022. The Battle for the World's Most Powerful Cyber Weapon. New York Times Magazine, January 28, updated January 31. Berman, Sherry, 2006, The Primacy of Politics, Social Democracy in the Making of Europe's 20th Century. New York, Cambridge University Press. Bernays, Edward L., 1928-2005, Propaganda. Brooklyn, IG Publishing. Bernstein, Peter L., 2005, Wedding of the Waters, The Erie Canal and the Making of a Great Nation. New York, W. W. Norton. Besley, Timothy, and Torsten Persson. 2011, The Pillars of Prosperity. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Beveridge, William H., 1942, Social Insurance and Allied Services. Presented to Parliament, November 1942. Blake, Robert, 1966, Disraeli, London, Faber and Faber. Blodgett, Henry, 2009, Mark Zuckerberg on Innovation, Business Insider, October 1st. Bloom, Benjamin, 1984, The Two Sigma Problem, The Search for Methods of Proof Instruction as Effective as One-to-One Tutoring. Educational Researcher 13, No. 6, 416. Bloom, Nicholas, Charles I. Jones, John Van Reenen, and Michael Webb, 2020. Are Ideas Getting Harder to Find? American Economic Review 110, No. 4, 1104-1144. Bonin, Hubert, 2010. History of the Suez Canal Company, 1858 to 2008, Between Controversy and Utility. Geneva, Library Droz, Boston Review, 2020. Taxing the Super-Rich, Forum, March 17th. Bostrom, Nick, 2017, Superintelligence, New York, Dunod. Boudet, Neil, 2018, Inside Tesla's Audacious Push to Reinvent the Way Cars Are Made, New York Times, June 30th. Bustan, Leah Platt, Jiwan Choi, and David Klingingsmith, 2022. Automation After the Assembly Line, Computerized Machine Tools, Employment and Productivity in the United States. NBR Working Paper No. 30400, October. Brady, William J., Julian A. Wills, John T. Jost, Joshua A. Tucker, and J. J. Van Bavel. 2017, Emotion Shapes the Diffusion of Moralized Content in Social Networks. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 114, No. 28, 7313-7318. Brigeri, Luca, Roe Levy, and Alexei Makarin, 2022. Social Media and Mental Health, SSRN Working Paper. Brenner, Robert, 1976. Agrarian Class Structure and Economic Development in Pre-Industrial Europe, Past and Present 7030-75. Brenner, Robert, 1993. Merchants and Revolution, Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Brenner, Robert, and Christopher Isett, 2002. England's Divergence from China's Yangtze Delta, Property Relations, Microeconomics, and Patterns of Development, Journal of Asian Studies 61, No. 2, 609-662. Bresnahan, Timothy F., and Manuel Treitenberg. 1995, General Purpose Technologies, Engines of Growth, Journal of Econometrics 65, No. 1, 83-108. Briggs, Asa, 1959, Chartist Studies, London, Macmillan. Brin, Sergey, and Lawrence Page, 1998, The Anatomy of a Large-Scale Hypertextual Web Search Engine, Computer Networks and ISDN Systems 30-117. Brinkley, Alan, 1983, Voices of Protests, Huey Long, Father Coughlin, and the Great Depression. New York, Vintage. Brinkley, Alan, 1989, The New Deal and the Idea of the State. In the Rise and Fall of the New Deal Order, 1930-1980, edited by Steve Fraser and Gary Gerstle, 85-121. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Broodbank, Cyprian, 2013, The Making of the Middle Sea, A History of the Mediterranean from the Beginning to the Emergence of the Classical World. Oxford, Oxford University Press. Brothwell Don and Patricia Brothwell, 1969. Food in Antiquity, A Survey of the Diet of Early Peoples. Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Press. Brown, John, 1854-2001. Slave Life in Georgia, A Narrative of the Life, Sufferings, and Escape of John Brown, a fugitive slave now in England. Edited by Louis Alexis Chemirovzow. Brown, Megan A., James Bisbee, Angela Lai, Richard Bonneau, Jonathan Nagler, and Joshua A. Tucker, 2022. Echo Chambers, Rabbit Holes, and Algorithmic Bias, How YouTube Recommends Content to Real Users, May 25th. Brundage, Vernon Jr., 2017. Profile of the Labor Force by Educational Attainment, U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Spotlight on Statistics, Brynjolfsson, Eric, and Andrew McAfee, 2014. The Second Machine Age, Work, Progress, and Prosperity in a Time of Brilliant Technologies. New York, W. W. Norton. Buchanan Angus, 2001, Brunel, The Life and Times of Isambard Kingdom Brunel. London, Bloomsbury. Buchanan Robertson, 1841, Practical Essays on Millwork and Other Machinery, 3rd ed. London, John Wheel. Buchel, Bettina, and Dario Floriano, 2018. Tesla's Problem, Overestimating Automation, Underestimating Humans. Conversation, May 2nd. Buckley, William F. Jr., 1955. Our Mission Statement, National Review, November 19th. Bergen, Angus, 2015. The Great Persuasion, Reinventing Free Markets Since the Great Depression. Cambridge, M.A., Harvard University Press. Burke, Edmund, 1795. Thoughts and Details on Scarcity. London, F. and C. Rivington. Burton, Janet, 1994. Monastic and Religious Orders in Britain, 1000 to 1300. Cambridge Medieval Textbooks. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Buttleman, David, Melinda Carpenter, Joseph Call, and Michael Tomasello, 2007. Enculturated Chimpanzees Imitate Rationally. Developmental Science 10, No. 4. F31, F38. Butterfield, Herbert, 1965. The Whig Interpretation of History. New York, W. W. Norton. Calhoun, John C., 1837. The Positive Good of Slavery. Speech before the U.S. Senate, February 6th. Cantoni, David, Yu Yu Chen, David Y. Yang, Noam Yuchman, and Y. Jane Jiang, 2017. Curriculum and Ideology, Journal of Political Economy 125, No. 1, 338-392. Cantoni, David Y. Yang, Noam Yuchman, and Y. Jane Jiang, 2019. Protests as Strategic Games, Experimental Evidence from Hong Kong's Anti-Authoritarian Movement. Quarterly Journal of Economics 34, No. 2, 1021-1077. Chapek, Carol, 1920-2001. RUR, Rossum's Universal Robots, translated by Paul Selver and Nigel Playfair. New York, Dover. Chapek, Carol, 1929-2004. The Gardener's Year. London, Bloomsbury. Card, David, and Alan Kruger, 2015. Myth and Measurement, The New Economics of the Minimum Wage, 20th Anniversary ed., Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Carlyle, Thomas, 1829. Signs of the Times, Edinburgh Review 49, 490-506. Carpenter, Melinda, Joseph Call, and Michael Tomasello, 2005. 12 and 18-month-olds copy actions in terms of goals. Developmental Science 8, No. 1, F13, F20. Cartwright, Frederick F., and Michael Bittis, 2004. Disease and History, 2nd ed., Phoenix Mill, Sutton. Karras Wilson, E.M., 1941, An Industrial Revolution of the 13th Century. Economic History Review 11, No. 1, 39-60. Case, Anne and Angus Deaton, 2020. Deaths of Despair and the Future of Capitalism. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Coven, Jock, 2007. The Birth of the Gods and the Origins of Agriculture. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Centennial Spotlight, 2021. The Complete Guide to the Medieval Times. Miami, Centennial Media. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 2019. 1918 Pandemic, H1N1 Virus. Chafkin, Max. 2021, The Contrarian, Peter Thiel and Silicon Valley's Pursuit of Power, New York, Penguin Press. Chan, Wilfred, 2021, A First Look at Our New Magazine, New Public, September 12th. David G., 1966, The Campaigns of Napoleon. New York, Scribner. Chase, Brad, 2010, Social Change at the Harappan Settlement of Goladoro, A Reading from Animal Bones, Antiquity 84, 528-543, Chen Yuyu and David Y. Yang, 2019, The Impact of Media Censorship, 1984 or Brave New World. American Economic Review 29, No. 6, 2294-23-32. Chernoff, Alex, and Casey Warman, 2021, COVID-19 and Implications for Automation. Bank of Canada, Staff Working Paper 2021-25, May 31st. Chetty, Raj, Nathaniel Hendren, Patrick Klein, and Emmanuel Saez, 2014. Where is the Land of Opportunity? The Geography of Intergenerational Mobility in the United States. Quarterly Journal of Economics 29, No. 4, November, 1553-1623. Child Gordon, 1950. The Urban Revolution. Town Planning Review 21, No. 1, April, 3-17. Chalet Francois, 2017. The Implausibility of Intelligence Explosion. Medium, November 27th. Chalet Francois, 2019. On the Measure of Intelligence. Working Paper. Christian. Bryan, 2020. The Alignment Problem. Machine Learning and Human Values. New York, W. W. Norton. Chudek, Sarah Heller, Susan Birch, and Joseph Henrich, 2012. Prestige-biased cultural learning, bystanders' differential attention to potential models influences children's learning. Evolution and Human Behavior 33, Number 1, 46-56. Cialdini, Robert B. 2006. Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion. Rev. ed., New York, Harper Business. Sinelli, Matteo Gianmarco De Francisci Morales, Alessandro Galeazzi, Walter Quattrocchiotti, and Michele Starnini. 2021. The Echo Chamber Effect on Social Media. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, 118, Number 9. Cipolla, Carlo M. ed. 1972a. The Fontana Economic History of Europe, the Middle Ages, London, Collins Fontana. Cipolla, Carlo M. 1972b. The Origins. In the Fontana Economic History of Europe, the Middle Ages. Edited by Cipolla, 11-24, London, Collins Fontana. Clinton, Hillary Rodham, 2010. Remarks on Internet Freedom, Newseum, January 10th. Cohen, Sacha Baron, 2019. Keynote Address. ADL's 2019 Never Is Now Summit on Anti-Semitism and Hate, November 21st. Collins, Andrew, 2014. Göbekli Tepe, Genesis of the Gods, the Temple of the Watchers, and the Discovery of Eden, Rochester, Bear. Colvin, Fred H., 1913a. Building an Automobile Every 40 Seconds. American Machinist 38, Number 19, May 8, 757-762. Colvin, Fred H., 1930b. Special Machines for Auto Small Parts. American Machinist 39, or 11, September 11, 439-443. Congrès International d'études du Canal Interoceanique, 1879. Compte rendu de séance, du 15 au 29 mai, Paris, Émile Martinet. Conquest, Robert, 1986. The Harvest of Sorrow, Soviet Collectivization and the Terror Famine, Oxford University Press. Cook, Morris Llewellyn, 1929. Some Observations on Workers' Organizations. Presidential Address before the 15th Annual Meeting of the Taylor Society, December 6, 1928. Bulletin of the Taylor Society 14-1, February 2-10. Korek, Miles, 2013. Income Inequality, Equality of Opportunity, and Intergenerational Mobility. Journal of Economic Perspectives 27, Number 3, Summer, 79-102. Cowan, Tyler. 2010, The Great Stagnation. New York, Dutton. CQ Researcher, 1945. Automobiles in the Post-War Economy. Crafts, Nicholas F. R. 1977. Industrial Revolution in England and France. Some Thoughts on the Question, Why Was England First? Economic History Review 30, Number 3, 429-441. Crafts, Nicholas F. R. 2011. Explaining the First Industrial Revolution, Two Views. European Economic History Review 15, Number 1, 153-168. Crawford, Kate, 2021. Atlas of AI, Power, Politics, and the Planetary Cost of Artificial Intelligence. New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Cruzet, Francois, 1985. The First Industrialists, The Problem of Origins. New York, Cambridge University Press. Curtin, Philip D., 1998. Disease and Empire. The Health of European Troops in the Conquest of Africa. Cambridge University Press. Dalhousie, Lord. 1850. Minute by Dalhousie on Introduction of Railways in India. In Our Indian Railway, edited by Rupa Srinivasan, Manish Tiwari, and Sandeep Silas, Chapter 2. Delhi Foundation Books, 2006. Dallas, R.C., 1824. Recollections of the Life of Lord Byron from the year 1808 to the end of 1814. London, Charles Knight. Dalton, Hugh, 1986. The Second World War Diary of Hugh Dalton, 1940-45. Edited by Ben Pimlott. London, Jonathan Cape. Daly, Mary C., Bart Hoban, and Joseph H. Petke, 2017. Disappointing Facts About the Black-White Wage Gap. FRBSF Economic Letter, Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, September 5th. Douth, Wolfgang, Sebastian Findeisen, Jens Sudecum, and Nicole Wosner. It's 2021. The Adjustment of Labor Markets to Robots. Journal of the European Economic Association, 19, Number 6, 3104-3153. Davenport, Thomas H. 1992. Process Innovation, Re-engineering Work Through Information Technology, Cambridge, Harvard Business Review Press. David, Paul A. 1989. Computer and Dynamo, The Modern Productivity Paradox in a Not-Too-Distant Mirror. David, Paul A. and Gavin Wright, 2003. General Purpose Technologies and Surges in Productivity, Historical Reflections on the Future of the ICT Revolution. In the Economic Future in Historical Perspective, edited by Paul A. David and Mark Thomas, 135-166. Oxford University Press. Davies, R.W. and Stephen G. Wheatcroft, 2006. Stalin and the Soviet Famine of 1932-33, A Reply to Elman. Europe, Asia Studies 58, Number 4, June 625-633. Dawkins, Richard, 1976, The Selfish Gene, Oxford, Oxford University Press. De Brakelond, Jocelyn, 1190s-1903, The Chronicle of Jocelyn of Brakelond, A Picture of Monastic Life in the Days of Abbot Sampson, London, D. L'Amour. De Vries, Jan, 2008, The Industrious Revolution, Consumer Behavior and the Household Economy 1650 to the Present, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Deaton, Angus, 2013, The Great Escape, Health, Wealth, and the Origins of Inequality, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Defoe, Daniel, 1697-1887, An Essay on Projects, London, Cassell. Deming, David J., 2017, The Growing Importance of Social Skills in the Labor Market, Quarterly Journal of Economics 132, Number 4, 1593-1640. Denning, Amy, 2012, How Much Did the Gothic Churches Cost? An Estimate of Ecclesiastical Building Costs in the Paris Basin between 1100-1250. Bachelor's Thesis, Florida Atlantic University, Deutsch, Karl, 1963. The Nerves of Government, Models of Political Communication and Control, New York, Free Press. Diamandis, Peter H. and Stephen Kotler, 2014, Abundance, The Future is Better Than You Think, Rev. ed., New York, Free Press. Diamond, Peter, 1982, Wage Determination and Efficiency in Search Equilibrium. Review of Economic Studies 49, Number 2, 217-227. Dixon, Bruce J., 2021, The Party and the People, Chinese Politics in the 21st Century, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Digital History, 2021, Ralph Nader and the Consumer Movement, Disraeli Benjamin, 1872, Speech of the Right Honourable Disraeli MP, Free Trade Hall, Manchester, April 3. Dedham, Sarah, 2019, How YouTube's algorithms to keep us watching are helping to radicalize viewers, New Statesman, July 31st. Dobson, R.B., 1970, The Peasants' Revolt of 1381, London, Macmillan. Donnelly, F.K., 1976, Ideology and Early English Working-Class History, Edward Thompson and His Critics, Social History 1, Number 2, 219-238. Dorn, David, 2009, Essays on Inequality, Spatial Interaction, and the Demand for Skills, Ph.D. Dis, University of St. Gallen. Douglas, Paul H., 1930a, Technological Unemployment, American Federationist 37, Number 8, August, 923-950. Douglas, Paul H., 1930b, Technological Unemployment, Measurement of Elasticity of Demand as a Basis of Prediction of Labor Displacement, Bulletin of Taylor Society 15, Number 6, 254-270. Drandakis, E.M., and Edmund Phelps, 1966, A Model of Induced Invention, Growth and Distribution. Economic Journal 76, 823-840. Du Bois, W.E.B., 1903, The Souls of Black Folk, New York, A.C. McClurg. Dubey, Georges, 1972, Medieval Agriculture. In the Fontana Economic History of Europe, The Middle Ages, edited by Carlo M. Cipolla, 175-220, London, Collins Fontana. Dubey, George, 1982, The Three Orders, Feudal Society. Imagined, Chicago, University of Chicago Press. Dunnigan, James F., and Albert A. Nofi, 1995, Victory at Sea, World War II in the Pacific, New York, William Morrow. Duval, Miles P. Jr., 1947, and The Mountains Will Move, Stanford Kie, Stanford University Press. Dyer, Christopher, 1989, Standards of Living in the Later Middle Ages, Social Change in England, c. 1200-1520, Cambridge Medieval Textbooks, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Dyer, Christopher, 2002, Making a Living in the Middle Ages, The People of Britain, 850-1520, New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Dyson, Journey 12, Turing's Cathedral, The Origins of the Digital World, New York, Pantheon. Evis, Peter, 2022, A Starbucks Store in Seattle, the company's hometown, votes to unionize, New York Times, March 22. Elman, Michael, 2002, Soviet Repression Statistics. Some comments. Europe, Asia Studies 54, Number 7, 1151-1172. Elvin, Mark, 1973, The Pattern of the Chinese Past, Stanford CA, Stanford University Press. Engels, Friedrich, 1845-1892, The Condition of the Working Class in England in 1844 with a preface written in 1892, translated by Florence Kelly Wisniewski, London, George Allen and Unwin. Enikolopov, Rubin, Alexei Makarin, and Maria Petrova, 2020. Social Media and Protest Participation, Evidence from Russia. Econometrica 88, Number 4, 1879-1514. Ertman Thomas, 1997. Birth of the Leviathan, Building States and Regimes in Medieval and Early Modern Europe. New York, Cambridge University Press. Essinger, Jesse, 2004. Jacquard's Web, How a Handloom Led to the Birth of the Information Age. Oxford, Oxford University Press. Evans, Eric J., 1996. The Forging of the Modern State, Early Industrial Britain, 1783 to 1870. Second ed. New York, Longman. Evans, M. Stanton, 1965. The Liberal Establishment, Who Runs America and How. New York, Devin Adair. Evans, Richard J., 2005. The Coming of the Third Reich. New York, Penguin. Evans, Robert, 2018. From Memes to Infowars, How 75 Fascist Activists Were Red-Pilled. Bellingcat. Evanson, Robert E., and Douglas Gollin, 2003. Assessing the Impact of the Green Revolution, 1960 to 2000. Science 300, Nober 5th 620, 758 to 762. Everett, B.S., and Anders Skrondal, 2010 Cambridge Dictionary of Statistics, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Feenstra, Robert C., Robert Inklar, and Marcel P. Timmer, 2015 The Next Generation of the Penn World Table, American Economic Review 1 and 5, 10, 3150-3182. Feigenbaum, James, and Daniel P. Gross, 2022, Answering the Call of Automation, How the Labor Market Adjusted to the Mechanization of Telephone Operation, NBER Working Paper Number W28061, revised April 30th, DOI 10.3386/W28061. Feinstein, Charles H. 1998, Pessimism Perpetuated, Real Wages and the Standard of Living in Britain During and After the Industrial Revolution, Journal of Economic History 58, No. 3, 625 to 658. Feldman, Noah, 2021. Takeover, How a Conservative Student Club Captured the Supreme Court, audiobook. Feldstein, Stephen, 2019. The Global Expansion of AI Surveillance, Carnegie Endowment for International Peace Working Paper. Ferenstein, Gregory, 2017. The Disruptors, Silicon Valley Elite's Vision of the Future, City Journal, Winter 2017. Ferguson, Leopoldo, and Carlos Molina, forthcoming, 2022. Facebook and International Trade. Fernald, John, 2014. A quarterly utilization-adjusted series on total factor productivity. Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco, Working Paper 2012-19. Fernyhough, Frank, 1975. The History of Railways in Britain, Reading Osprey. Fernyhough, Frank, 1980. Liverpool and Manchester Railway, 1830 to 1980. London, Hale. Field, Joshua, 1848, Presidential Address. Proceedings of the Institute of Civil Engineers, February 1st. Fine, Sydney, 1969. Sit Down. The General Motors Strike of 1936 to 1937. Michigan, University of Michigan Press. Feiner, 1952. The Life and Times of Sir Edwin Chadwick, London, Routledge. Finkelstein, Amy, 2004. Static and Dynamic Effects of Health Policy, Evidence from the Vaccine Industry. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 1 on 910, 527 to 564. Fisbine, Martin, Jean Lafortune, Ethan G. Lewis, and Jose Tesada, 2020. New Technologies, Productivity and Jobs, The Heterogeneous Effects of Electrification on U.S. Manufacturing, NBER Working Paper No. 276, DOI 10.3386/28076. Flannery, Kent, and Joyce Marcus, 2012. The Creation of Inequality, How Our Prehistoric Ancestors Set the Stage for Monarchy, Slavery, and Empire. Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. 4. Franklin, 2017. World Without Mind, The Existential Threat of Big Tech. New York, Penguin. Foner, Eric, 1989. Reconstruction, America's Unfinished Revolution, 1863 to 1877, 2014 Anniversary Edition. New York, Harper Perennial. Ford, Henry, 1926. Mass Production. In Encyclopedia Britannica, edited by J.L. Garvin, 13th ed. Supplementary Volume 2, 821 to 823. Ford, Henry, in collaboration with Samuel Crowther, 1930. Edison as I Know Him, New York, Cosmopolitan. Ford, Martin, 2021. Rule of the Robots, How Artificial Intelligence Will Transform Everything, New York, Basic Books. Fox, HSA, 1986. The Alleged Transformation from Two-Field to Three-Field Systems in Medieval England. Economic History Review 39, No. 4, November, 548. Fraser, Steve, and Gary Gerstle, 1989. The Rise and Fall of the New Deal Order, 1930 to 1980. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Freeman, Joshua B., 2018. Behemoth, A History of the Factory and the Making of the Modern World, New York, W. W. Norton. Frankel, Shira, and Cecilia Kang, 2021, An Ugly Truth Inside Facebook's Battle for Domination, New York, HarperCollins. Fry, Carl Benedict, 2019, The Technology Trap, Capital, Labor, and Power in the Age of Automation, Princeton NJ, Princeton University Press. Fry, Carl Benedict, and Michael A. Osborne, 2013, The Future of Employment, How Susceptible Are Jobs to Computerization, Mimeo, Oxford Martin School. Fried, Ina, 2015, Google's self-driving car chief wants tech on the market within 5 years, Vox, March 17. Friedman, Milton, 1970. A Friedman Doctrine, The Social Responsibility of Business is to Increase Its Profits. New York Times, September 13. Gaither, Sarah E., Evan P. Apfelbaum, Hannah J. Birnbaum, Laura G. Babbitt, and Samuel R. Summers, 2018. Mere membership in racially diverse groups reduces conformity. Social, Psychological, and Personality Science 9, Number 4, 402-410. Galbraith, John Kenneth, 1952, American Capitalism, The Concept of Countervailing Power. New York, Houghton Mifflin. Galloway, James A., Derek Kane, and Margaret Murphy, 1996. Fueling the City, Production and Distribution of Firewood and Fuel in London's Region, 1290-1400. Economic History Review 49 NS, Number 3, August, 447-472. Gancia Gino and Fabrizio Zilabati, 2009. Technological Change and the Wealth of Nations. Annual Review of Economics 193-120. Gaskell P., 1833. The Manufacturing Population of England, Its Moral, Social, and Physical Conditions, and the Changes which have arisen from the Use of Steam Machinery, with an Examination of Infant Labor. London, Baldwin and Craddock. Gates Bill, 2008. Prepared Remarks, 2008 World Economic Forum, January 24th. Gates Bill, 2021. How to Avoid a Climate Disaster, The Solutions We Have and the Breakthroughs We Need. New York, Alfred A. Knopf. Gasley, John G. 1973. The Life of Arthur Young. Philadelphia, American Philosophical Society. Geertz Clifford, 1963. Peddlers and Princes. Chicago, University of Chicago Press. Gergely, Georgi, Harold Beckering, and Ildiko Kirali, 2002. Rational Imitation in Preverbal Infants. Nature 415, No. 16, 873, 755. Gerstle Gary, 2022. The Rise and Fall of the Neoliberal Order, America and the World in the Free Market Era. New York, Oxford University Press. Gies, Francis, and Joseph Gies. 1994. Cathedral Forge and Water Wheel, Technology and Invention in the Middle Ages. New York, HarperCollins. Gilbert, Thomas Crendel, Sarah Dean, Nathan Lambert, Tom Zick, and Aaron Snowswell, 2022. Reward Reports for Reinforcement Learning. Gimple, Jean, 1976. The Medieval Machine, The Industrial Revolution of the Middle Ages, New York, Penguin. Gimple, Jean, 1983. The Cathedral Builders, New York, Grove. Golden, Claudia, and Lawrence F. Katz, 2008. The Race Between Education and Technology, Cambridge M.A., Harvard University Press. Golden, Claudia, and Robert A. Margot, 1992. The Great Compression, The Wage Structure in the United States at Mid-Century. Quarterly Journal of Economics 107, Number 1, 1-34. Goldsworthy, Adrian, 2009. How Rome Fell, Death of a Superpower. New Haven CT, Yale University Press. Gordon, Robert, 2016. The Rise and Fall of American Growth, Princeton NJ, Princeton University Press. Gorovich, Peter, 1986. Politics in Hard Times, Comparative Responses to International Economic Crises. Ithaca, NY, Cornell University Press. Greats, Jorg, and Guy Michaels, 2018. Robots at Work. Review of Economics and Statistics 100, Number 5, 753-768. Greeley, Horace, 1851. The Crystal Palace and Its Lessons, a Lecture. New York, Dewitt and Davenport. Green, Adam S., 2021. Killing the Priest King, Addressing Egalitarianism in the Indus Civilization. Journal of Archaeological Research 29, 153-202. Green, Adrian. 2017. Consumption and Material Culture, In a Social History of England, 1500-1750, edited by Keith Wrightson, 246 Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Green, J. Twain, J. 2021. Amazon's employee surveillance fuels unionization efforts. It's not prison, it's work. Washington Post, December 2nd. Green, J. and Chris Alcantara, 2021. Amazon warehouse workers suffer serious injuries at higher rates than other firms. Washington Post, June 1st. Gergely, Georgi, Harold Beckering, and Ildiko Kirali, 2002. Rational Imitation in Proverbal Infants. Nature 415, Number 6 and 83755. Gerstle, Gary, 2022, The Rise and Fall of the Neoliberal Order, America and the World in the Free Market Era, New York, Oxford University Press. Gies, Francis, and Joseph Gies, 1994. Cathedral, Forge, and Water Wheel, Technology and Invention in the Middle Ages, New York, HarperCollins. Gilbert, Thomas Crendel, Sarah Dean, Nathan Lambert, Tom Zick, and Aaron Snoswell. 2022, Reward Reports for Reinforcement Learning. Gimple Jean, 1976, The Medieval Machine, The Industrial Revolution of the Middle Ages, New York, Penguin. Gimple Jean, 1983, The Cathedral Builders, New York, Grove. Golden, Claudia, and Lawrence F. Katz, 2008, The Race Between Education and Technology, Cambridge, MA, Harvard University Press. Golden, Claudia, and Robert A. Margo, 1992, The Great Compression, The Wage Structure in the United States at Mid-Century. Quarterly Journal of Economics 107, Number 1, 134. Goldsworthy, Adrian, 2009, How Rome Fell, Death of a Superpower, New Haven CT, Yale University Press. Gordon, Robert, 2016, The Rise and Fall of American Growth, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Gorovich, Peter, 1986, Politics in Hard Times, Comparative Responses to International Economic Crises, Ithaca NY, Cornell University Press. Greats, Jorg, and Guy Michaels, 2018, Robots at Work, Review of Economics and Statistics 100, Number 5, 753 to 768, Greeley, Horace, 1851, The Crystal Palace and Its Lessons, a Lecture, New York, Dewitt and Davenport. Green, Adam S. 2021, Killing the Priest King, Addressing Egalitarianism in the Indus Civilization, Journal of Archaeological Research 29 to 153 to 202. Green, Adrian, 2017, Consumption and Material Culture, In a Social History of England, 1500 to 1750, edited by Keith Wrightson, 242 to 266, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Green, J. 2021, Amazon's Employee Surveillance Fuels Unionization Efforts, It's Not Prison, It's Work, Washington Post, December Ticket. Green, J. and Chris Alcantara, 2021, Amazon Warehouse Workers Suffer Serious Injuries at Higher Rates Than Other Firms, Washington Post, June 1st. Harari, Yuval Noah, 2018, Why Technology Favors Tyranny, Atlantic, October. Harding Allen, 1993, England in the 13th Century, Cambridge Medieval Textbooks, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Harland, John, 1882, Ballads and Songs of Lancashire, Ancient and Modern, 3rd ed., Manchester, John Haywood. Harrison, Bennett, and Barry Bluestone, 1990, The Great U-Turn, Corporate Restructuring and the Polarizing of America, New York, Basic Books. Harrison, Mark, 2004, Disease in the Modern World, Cambridge, UK Polity. Hatcher, John, 1981, English Serfdom and Villainage Towards a Reassessment, Past and Present 90 but 3 to 39. Hatcher, John, 1994, England in the Aftermath of the Black Death, Past and Present 144, 3 to 35. Hatcher, John, 2008, The Black Death, A Personal History, Philadelphia, Da Capo. Hawkins, Andrew J., 2021, Elon Musk just now realizing that self-driving cars are a hard problem. Verge, July 5th. Heaven, Will Douglas, 2020, Artificial General Intelligence, Are We Close and Does It Even Make Sense to Try? MIT Technology Review, October 15. Heldring, Leander, James Robinson, and Sebastian Vollmer, 2021a, The Economic Effects of the English Parliamentary Enclosures, NBER Working Paper No. 29772, DOI 10.3386-29772. Heldring, Leander, James Robinson, and Sebastian Vollmer, 2021b, The Long-Run Impact of the Dissolution of the English Monasteries, Quarterly Journal of Economics 136, No. 4, 2093 to 2145. Helpman, Elenon, and Manuel Trottenberg, 1998, Diffusion of General-Purpose Technologies, in General-Purpose Technologies and Economic Growth, edited by Helpman 85 to 120, Cambridge, MIT Press. Henrich, Joseph, 2016. The Secret of Our Success, How Culture is Driving Human Evolution, Domesticating Our Species and Making Us Smarter, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Hesser, Leon, 2019, The Man Who Fed the World, Princeton, NJ, Writer's Mill. Hicks, John, 1932, The Theory of Wages, London, Macmillan. Hill, Kashmir, 2020, The Secretive Company That Might End Privacy as We Know It, New York Times, January 18th, updated November 2nd, 2021. Hills, Richard L., 1994, Power from Wind, A History of Windmill Technology, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Hindle, Steve, 1999, Hierarchy and Community in the Elizabethan Parish, The Swallowfield Articles of 1596, Historical Journal 42, No. 3, 835-851. Hindle, Steve, 2000. The State and Social Change in Early Modern England, 1550-1640. New York, Palgrave Macmillan. Hinton, Jeff, 2016. On Radiology, Creative Destruction Lab, Machine Learning and the Market for Intelligence, November 24th. Hirschman, Albert O., 1958, The Strategy of Economic Development, New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Hochschild, Adam, 1999, King Leopold's Ghost, A History of Greed, Terror, and Heroism in Colonial Africa, Boston, Mariner. Hollander, Samuel, 2019, Ricardo on Machinery, Journal of Economic Perspectives, 33, No. 2, 229-242. Hounshell, David A., 1984. From the American System to Mass Production, 1800 to 1932, The Development of Manufacturing Technology in the United States. Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Press. Human Rights Watch, 2013. All You Can Do Is Pray, Crimes Against Humanity and Ethnic Cleansing of Rohingya Muslims in Burma's Arakan State. April. Hunt, Reed, 2019. A Crisis Wasted, Barack Obama's Defining Decisions. New York, Rosetta. Huxley, Aldous, 1958. Brave New World Revisited. Ilias Andrew, Shabani Santurkar, Dimitris Tsipras, Logan Engstrom, Brandon Tran, and Alexander Mondry. 2019. Adversarial examples are not bugs, they are features. Gradient Science, May 6. Irwin Neal, 2016. What was the greatest era for innovation? A Brief Guided Tour. New York Times, May 13. Isaacson, Walter, 2014. The Innovators, How a Group of Hackers, Geniuses, and Geeks Created the Digital Revolution. New York, Simon & Schuster. Jack, William, and Tavneet Suri, 2011. Mobile Money, The Economics of M-Pesa. NBR Working Paper No. 67721. DOI 33867-121. Yeager, Simon, Benjamin Schofer, and Jörg Heining, 2021. Labor in the Boardroom. Quarterly Journal of Economics 136, No. 2, 6669725. James, John A., and Jonathan S. Skinner, 1985. The Resolution of the Labor Scarcity Paradox. Journal of Economic History 45 513-540. Jeffries, James B. 1945-1970. The Story of the Engineers 1800-1945. New York, Johnson reprint. Jensen, Michael C. 1986. Agency Costs of Free Cash Flow, Corporate Finance and Takeovers. American Economic Review 76, No. 2, 33329. Jensen, Michael C., and William H. Meckling, 1976. Theory of the Firm, Managerial Behavior, Agency Costs and Ownership Structure. Journal of Financial Economics 3, No. 4, 305-360. Jensen, Robert, 2006. The Digital Provide, Information Technology, Market Performance, and Welfare in the Indian Fisheries Sector. Quarterly Journal of Economics 122, No. 3, 879-924. Johnson, Simon, and James Kwok. 2010. 13 Bankers, The Wall Street Takeover, and the Next Financial Meltdown. New York, Pantheon. Johnson, Simon, and Peter Tiemann, 1993. The Macroeconomics of Any Economic History Review 46, No. 4, 752-767. Johnston, W. E. 1879. Report. Part of the Interoceanic Ship Canal Meeting at Chickering Hall. Journal of the American Geographical Society of New York, 11-172-180. Jones, Charles I, 1998. Introduction to Economic Growth, New York, Norton. Jones, Robin, 2011. Isambard Kingdom Brunel, Barnsley, Pen and Sword. Judas, John B., 1988. William F. Buckley, Patron Saint of Conservatives. New York, Simon & Schuster. Judd, Tony, 2006. Postwar, A History of Europe Since 1945, New York, Penguin. Capel, William E., 1979. The Norman Conquest of the North, the Region and Its Transformation, 1000-1135, Chapel Hill, University of North Carolina Press. Karabarbunis, Lucas, and Brent Neiman, 2014. The Global Decline of the Labor Share, Quarterly Journal of Economics 129, No. 161-103. Carabel, Zachary, 2003. Parting the Desert, New York, Knopf Doubleday. Katz, Lawrence F., and Kevin M. Murphy, 1992. Changes in Relative Wages 1963 to 1987, Supply and Demand Factors. Quarterly Journal of Economics 107, No. 1, 35-78. Katz-Nelson, Ira, 2013. Fear Itself, The New Deal and the Origins of Our Time. New York, W. W. Norton. Keene, Derek, 1998. Feeding Medieval European Cities 600 to 1500. Institute of Historical Research, University of London, School of Advanced Study. Kelly, Morgan, Joel Mokyr, and Cormac O'Grada, 2014. Precocious Albion, A New Interpretation of the British Industrial Revolution. Annual Review of Economics 6, No. 1, 363-389. Kelly, Morgan, Joel Mokyr, and Cormac O'Grada, forthcoming. The Mechanics of the Industrial Revolution, Journal of Political Economy. Keltner, Dacker, 2016. The Power Paradox, How We Gain and Lose Influence, New York, Penguin. Keltner, Dacker, Deborah H. Grunfeld, and Cameron Anderson, 2003. Power, Approach, and Inhibition. Psychological Review 110, No. 2, 265-284. Kennedy, Charles, 1964. Induced Bias in Innovation and the Theory of Distribution. Economic Journal, 74-547. Kennedy, John F., 1963. Address at the Anniversary Convocation of the National Academy of Sciences, October 22nd. Kerr, Ian, 2007. Engines of Change, The Railroads That Made India, Santa Barbara, C.A. Prager. Keynes, John Maynard, 1930-1966. Economic Possibilities for Our Grandchildren. In Keynes, Essays in Persuasion, New York, W. W. Norton. Kiley, Michael T., 1999. The Supply of Skilled Labor and Skill-Biased Technological Progress. Economic Journal 109, No. 458, 708-724. King, Gary, Jennifer Pan, and Margaret Roberts, 2013. How Censorship in China Allows Government Criticism but Silences Collective Expression. American Political Science Review 107, No. 2, 326-43. Kinross, Lord, 1969, Between Two Seas, The Creation of the Suez Canal, New York, William Morrow. Kleinberg, John, Himabindu Lakkaraju, Jure Leskovec, Jens Ludwig, and Sendhil Mullainathan, 2018. Human Decisions and Machine Predictions. Quarterly Journal of Economics 133, No. 1, 237-293. Knowles, Dom David, 1940. The Religious Houses of Medieval England, London, Sheed and Ward. Cope, Nicola, and Jörg Baten. 2005. The Biological Standard of Living in Europe During the Last Two Millennia. European Review of Economic History, 9, 61-95. Koyama, Mark, and Jared Rubin, 2022. How the World Became Rich, The Historical Origins of Economic Growth, New York, Polity. Krauss, Henry, 1979. Gold Was the Mortar, The Economics of Cathedral Building, Routledge Library Editions, The Medieval World, Vol. 30, London, Routledge. Crucell, Per, and Jose Victor Rios Rule, 1996. Vested Interests in a Theory of Stagnation and Growth. Review of Economic Studies 63, 301-330. Krasinski, Martin, 2021. Automation, Digitalization, and Changes in Occupational Structure in the Automobile Industry in Germany, Japan, and the United States. A Brief History from the Early 1990s until 2018. Industrial and Corporate Change 30, No. 3, 499-535. Krasinski, Martin, and Christine Gerber, 2020. Varieties of Platform Work, Platforms and Social Inequality in Germany and the United States. Weizenbaum Series, No. 7, May, 10.3469 WIWS 7. Kuhn, Tom, and David Constantine, Trans and ed., 2019. The Collected Poems of Bertolt Brecht, New York, Liverite, Norton. Kurzweil, Ray, 2005. The Singularity is Near, When Humans Transcend Biology, New York, Penguin. Laquette, Angela, 2003. Inventing the Cotton Gin, Machine and Myth in Antebellum America, Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Press. Landemore, Helene, 2017. Democratic Reason, Politics, Collective Intelligence, and the Rule of the Many, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Lane, Nathan, 2022. Manufacturing Revolutions, Industrial Policy and Industrialization in South Korea, University of Oxford Working Paper. Langdon, John, 1986. Horses, Oxen, and Technological Innovation, the Use of Draft Animals in English Farming from 1066 to 1500, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Langdon, John, 1991. Watermills and Windmills in the West Midlands, 1086 to 1500, Economic History Review 44, No. 3, 424-444. Lanier, Jaron, 2018. 10 Arguments for Deleting Your Social Media Accounts Right Now. New York, Hoffman. Lanier, Jaron, 2019. Jaron Lanier Fixes the Internet. New York Times, September 23. Lanier, Jaron, and E. Glenn Whale, 2020. How Civic Technology Can Help Stop a Pandemic. Taiwan's initial success is a model for the rest of the world. Foreign Affairs, March 20th. Larson, Eric J., 2021. The Myths of Artificial Intelligence. Why Computers Can't Think the Way We Do. Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. Le Guin, Ursula, 2004. A Rant About Technology. Liepman, Michael, 2001. The World for a Shilling, How the Great Exhibition of 1851 Shaped a Nation. London, headline. Lever, Edu and J. Brown, 1946. Machines Without Men. Fortune, November 1st. Letcher, Colin, 2019. How Amazon Automatically Tracks and Fires Warehouse Workers for Productivity. Verge, April 25th. Lee Kai-Fu, 2021. How AI Will Completely Change the Way We Live in the Next 20 Years. Time, September 14th. Lee Kai-Fu and Chen Chufan, 2021. AI 2041, 10 Visions for Our Future, New York Currency. Lehner, Mark, 1997, The Complete Pyramids, London, Thames and Hudson. Lenin, Vladimir, 1920-1966, Collected Works, Vol. 31, Moscow Progress. Lent, Frank, 1895, Suburban Architecture, containing hints, suggestions, and bits of practical advice for the building of inexpensive country houses, 2nd ed. New York, W.T. Comstock. Leontief, Wassily W. 1936, Quantitative Input and Output Relations in the Economic Systems of the United States. Review of Economic Statistics 18, No. 3, 105-125. Leontief, Wassily 1983, Technological Advance, Economic Growth and the Distribution of Income. Population and Development Review No. 3, 410. Lesseps, Ferdinand D., 1880. The Interoceanic Canal, North American Review 130, No. 278, January 1-15. Lesseps, Ferdinand D., 1887, 2011. Recollections of 40 Years, Vol. 2. Translated by C.B. Pittman. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Levasseur, E. 1897. The Concentration of Industry and Machinery in the United States. Annals of the American Academy of Political and Social Science 9 March 6-25. Levine, Sheen S., Evan P. Apfelbaum, Mark Bernard, Valerie L. Bartelt, Edward J. Zajac, and David Stark. 2014, Ethnic Diversity Deflates Price Bubbles. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 1 out of 11, No. 4, 18.5-24 to 18.5-29. Levinson, Mark 2006. The Box, How the Shipping Container Made the World Smaller and the World Economy Bigger. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Levitt, Gerald M. 2000. The Turk, Chess Automaton, Jefferson N.C. McFarland. Levy, Roe 2021, Social Media, News Consumption and Polarization, Evidence from a Field Experiment, American Economic Review 111, No. 3, 831-870. Levy, Stephen 2010, Hackers, Heroes of the Computer Revolution, 25th Anniversary ed., New York, O'Reilly. Lewis C.S. 1964, Poems, New York, Harcourt Brace. Lewis Michael, 1989, Liar's Poker, Rising Through the Wreckage of Wall Street, New York, W.W. Norton. Lewis, R.A., 1952, Edwin Chadwick and the Public Health Movement, 1832-1854, London, Longmans. Lee Robin, 2020, Artificial Intelligence Revolution, How AI Will Change Our Society, Economy, and Culture, New York, Skyhorse. Kindle. Licklider, J.C.R. 1960, Man-Computer Symbiosis. IRE Transactions on Human Factors in Electronics, HFE 1, 4-11. Lynn, Jeffrey, 2011. Technological Adaptation, Cities, and New Work. Review of Economics and Statistics 93, No. 2, 554-74. Link, Andreas, 2022. Beasts of Burden, Trade and Hierarchy. The Long Shadow of Domestication. University of Nuremberg Working Paper. Lockhart, Paul, 2021. Firepower. How Weapons Shaped Warfare. New York, Basic Books. Lonergan, Raymond, 1941. A Steadfast Friend of Labor. In Mr. Justice Brandeis, Great American, edited by Irving Dillard, 42-45. St. Louis, Modern View. Lucas, Robert E., 1988. On the Mechanics of Economic Development. Journal of Monetary Economics, 22-3-42. Luchtenberg, Daphne, 2022. The Fourth Industrial Revolution Will Be People-Powered. McKinsey, podcast, January 7th. Lyman, Joseph B., 1868. Cotton Culture, New York, Orange Judd. Lyons, Derek E., Andrew G. Young, and Frank C. Keel, 2007, The Hidden Structure of Over-Imitation. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 104, No. 50, 1975-1, Macaulay, Thomas Babington, 1848. Macaulay's History of England, from the Accession of James II, London, J. M. Dent. Macduff, John Paul, and John Krafchick, 1992. Integrating Technology and Human Resources for High-Performance Manufacturing. Evidence from the International Auto Industry. In Transforming Organizations, edited by Thomas A. Koken and Michael Useem, 209-225. Oxford, Oxford University Press. McFarlane Allen, 1978, The Origins of English Individualism. Oxford, Basil Blackwell. McFarquhar, Roderick, and Michael Schoenhals, 2008, Mao's Last Revolution, Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. Mack, Gerstle. 1944, The Land Divided, A History of the Panama Canal and Other Isthmian Canal Projects. New York, Alfred A. Knopf. Madison, Angus, 2001, The World Economy, A Millennial Perspective, Paris, OECD Development Center. Malmendier, Ulrich, and Stefan Nagel, 2011, Depression Babies, Do Macroeconomic Experiences Affect Risk-Taking? Quarterly Journal of Economics, 126, No. 1, 373-416. Malthus, Thomas, 1798-2018, An Essay on the Principle of Population, edited by Joyce E. Chaplin, New York, W. W. Norton. Malthus, Thomas, 1803-2018, An Essay on the Principle of Population, edited by Shannon C. Stimson, New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Mankiw, N. Gregory, 2018, Principles of Economics, 8th ed., New York, Cengage. Mann, Michael, 1986, The Sources of Social Power, Vol. 1, A History of Power from the Beginning to Ad 1760, Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Manteux, Paul, 1927, The Industrial Revolution in the 18th Century, An Outline of the Beginning of the Factory System in England, translated by Marjorie Vernon, London, Jonathan Cape. Manuel, Frank E., 1956, The New World of Henry St. Simon, Cambridge, MA, Harvard University Press. Manika, James, Susan Lund, Michael Chui, Jacques Bugin, Jonathan Wetzel, Parul Batra, Ryan Koh, and Saurabh Sanghvi. 2017, Jobs Lost, Jobs Gained, Workforce Transitions in a Time of Automation, McKinsey Global Institute, December. Marantz, Andrew, 2020, Antisocial Online Extremists, Techno-Utopians, and the Hijacking of the American Conversation, New York, Penguin. Marcus, Scary, and Ernest Davis. 2020, GPT-3 Bloviator, OpenAI's language generator, has no idea what it's talking about. MIT Technology Review, August 22nd. Marcus, Stephen, 1974-2015. Engels, Manchester, and the Working Class, Routledge, London. Marans, Richard, 2011. We Don't Need You Anymore, Corporate Social Responsibilities, Executive Class Interests, and Solving Mizruchi and Hirschman's Paradox. Markoff, John, 2012. Seeking a Better Way to Find Web Images, New York Times, November 19th. Markoff, John, 2013. In 1949, he imagined an age of robots, New York Times, May 20th. Markoff, John, 2015, Machines of Loving Grace, The Quest for Common Ground Between Humans and Robots, New York, HarperCollins. Marlowe, John, 1964, The Making of the Suez Canal, London, Cresset. Marx, Karl, 1867-1887. Capital, A Critique of Political Economy, Moscow Progress. May, Alfred N., 1973, An Index of 13th Century Peasant Impoverishment, Manor Court Fines. Economic History Review 26, No. 3, 389-402. McCarthy, Tom, 2020. Zuckerberg says Facebook won't be arbiters of truth after Trump threat, Guardian, May 28th. Macaulay, Bray, 2019. Life Expectancy in Hunter-Gatherers, Encyclopedia of Evolutionary Psychological Science, January 1, 4552-4554. McCloskey, Deirdre N., 2006, The Bourgeois Virtues, Ethics for an Age of Commerce, Chicago, University of Chicago Press. McCormick, Brian, 1959, Hours of Work in British Industry, ILR Review 12, No. 3, April, 423-433. McCraw, Thomas K., 2009, American Business Since 1920, How It Worked, 2nd ed., Chichester, Wiley, Blackwell. McCulloch, David, 1977, The Path Between the Seas, The Creation of the Panama Canal, 1870-1914. New York, Simon & Schuster. McEvedy, Colin, and Richard Jones, 1978, Atlas of World Population History, London, Penguin. McFarland, C.K., 1971, Crusade for Child Laborers, Mother Jones and the March of the Mill Children. Pennsylvania History, A Journal of Mid-Atlantic Studies 38, No. 3, July 283-296. McGeer, Michael, 2003. A Fierce Discontent, The Rise and Fall of the Progressive Movement in America. Oxford, Oxford University Press. McGregor, Richard, 2010. The Party, The Secret World of China's Communist Rulers, New York, Harper. McKibben, Bill, 2013, The Fossil Fuel Resistance, Rolling Stone, April 11th. McKinsey Global Institute, 2017, Artificial Intelligence, The Next Digital Frontier, discussion paper, June. McCone, Jonna, 2010, Naked Streets, Without Traffic Lights, Improve Flow and Safety. The City Fix, October 18th. McLean, Bethany, and Peter Elkin, 2003. The Smartest Guys in the Room, The Amazing Rise and Scandalous Fall of Enron. New York Penguin. Menacall, A.G. 1879. Intrigues at the Paris Canal Congress. North American Review 129, No. 274, September 288-293. Menzies, Heather, 1981. Women and the Chip, Case Studies of the Effects of Informatics on Employment in Canada. Montreal Institute for Research on Public Policy. Mercier, Hugo, and Dan Sperber, 2017. The Enigma of Reason. Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. Michaels, Guy, 2007. The Division of Labor, Coordination, and the Demand for Information Processing. CPIR Discussion Paper Number DP 6358. Mill, John Stewart, 1848. Principles of Political Economy, edited by W.G. Ashley. London, Longmans Green. Mingay, G.E. 1997. Parliamentary Enclosure in England, An Introduction to its Causes, Incidents, and Impact, 1750-1850. London, Routledge. Mithen, Stephen, 2003. After the Ice, A Global Human History, 20,000 to 5000 BC. Cambridge, M.A., Harvard University Press. Mitrunen, Matti, 2019. War Reparations, Structural Change, and Intergenerational Mobility. Institute for International Economic Studies, Stockholm University. Working paper, January 2nd. Mohn, Karl Ove, and Michael Wallerstein, 1997. Pay Inequality. Journal of Labor Economics 15, No. 3, July 1997, 403-430. Mokier, Joel, 1988. Is There Still Life in the Pessimistic Case? Consumption During the Industrial Revolution, 1790-1850. Journal of Economic History 48, No. 1, 69-92. Moker, Joel, 1990. The Lever of Riches, Technological Creativity and Economic Progress, New York, Oxford University Press. Moker, Joel, 1993. Introduction, In the British Industrial Revolution, An Economic Perspective, edited by Moker, 1-131. Boulder, C.O., Westview. Moker, Joel, 2002. The Gifts of Athena, Historical Origins of the Knowledge Economy. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Moker, Joel, 2010. Enlightened Economy, An Economic History of Britain, 1700-1850. New Haven, C.T., Yale University Press. Moke, Joel, 2016. A Culture of Growth, The Origins of the Modern Economy. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Moker, Joel, Chris Vickers, and Nicholas L. Zebarth, 2015. The History of Technological Anxiety in the Future of Economic Growth, Is This Time Different? Journal of Economic Perspectives 29, No. 3, 31-50. Morris, Ian, 2004. Economic Growth in Ancient Greece. Journal of Institutional and Theoretical Economics 160, 79-742. Morris, Ian, 2013. The Measure of Civilization, How Social Development Decides the Fate of Nations. Princeton, J. Princeton University Press. Morris, Ian, 2015. Foragers, Farmers, and Fossil Fuels, How Human Values Evolve. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Mortensen, Dale, 1982. Property Rights and Efficiency in Mating, Racing, and Related Games. American Economic Review, 72, 9968-979. Mortimer, Thomas, 1772. The Elements of Commerce, Politics, and Finances, London, Hooper. Moscona, Jacob, and Karthik Sastry, 2022. Inappropriate Technology, Evidence from Global Agriculture. April 19th. Available at SSRN 3886019. Mujel, Nadej, 2011. World War I Casualties. Rep Pairs, Module 1 No Explanatory Notes. Muldrew, Craig, 2017. The Middling Sort, An Emergent Cultural Identity. In a Social History of England, 1500-1750, edited by Keith Wrightson, 290-309. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Mueller, Karsten, and Carlo Schwartz, 2021. Fanning the Flames of Hate, Social Media, and Hate Crime. Journal of the European Economic Association 19, No. 4, 2131-167. Muralidharan Karthik, Abhijit Singh, and Alejandro J. Ganamian. 2019, Disrupting Education, Experimental Evidence on Technology-Aided Instruction in India. American Economic Review 19, No. 4, 1426-1460. Murnane, Richard J., and Frank Levy, 1996. Teaching the New Basic Skills, Principles for Educating Children to Thrive in the Changing Economy. New York, Free Press. Naidu, Suresh, and Noam Uchman, 2013. Coercive Contract Enforcement, Law and the Labor Market in 19th Century Industrial Britain. American Economic Review 1003, No. 1, 107-144. Napier, William, 1857-2011. The Life and Opinions of General Sir Charles James Napier, GCB, Vol. 2. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Ninzi Ernestine Gayo, 2019. 0 hours contracts have a devastating impact on career progression. Labor is right to ban them. Conversation, September 24. Neapolitan, Richard E. and Xia Jiang, 2018. Artificial Intelligence with an Introduction to Machine Learning, 2nd ed. London, Chapman and Hall, CRC. Neeson J.M., 1993. Commoners, Common Right, Enclosure and Social Change in England, 1700 to 1820. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Noble, David, 1977. America by Design, Science, Technology, and the Rise of Corporate Capitalism. New York, Alfred A. Knopf. Noble, David, 1984. Forces of Production, A Social History of Industrial Automation. New York, Alfred A. Knopf. Norman Douglas, 2013. The Design of Everyday Things. New York, Basic Books. North, Douglas C., 1982. Structure and Change in Economic History. New York, W. W. Norton. North, Douglas C., and Robert Paul Thomas, 1973. The Rise of the Western World, A New Economic History. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. North, Douglas C., John Wallace, and Barry R. Weingast, 2009. Violence and Social Orders, A Conceptual Framework for Interpreting Recorded Human History. New York, Cambridge University Press. Nye, David E., 1992. Electrifying America, Social Meanings of a New Technology. Cambridge, May, MIT Press. Nye, David E., 1998. Consuming Power, A Social History of American Energies. Cambridge, May, MIT Press. Ober, Josiah, 2050a. Classical Athens, in Fiscal Regimes and Political Economy of Early States, edited by Walter Scheidel and Andrew Monson, 492-5522. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Ober, Josiah, 25b. The Rise and Fall of Classical Greece. New York, Penguin. O'Neill, Kathy, 2016. Weapons of Math Destruction, How Big Data Increases Inequality and Threatens Democracy. New York, Penguin. O'Neill, Kathy, 2022. The Shame Machine, Who Profits in the New Age of Humiliation. New York, Crown. Orwell, George, 1949-1984. London, Secker and Warburg. Overton, Mark, 1996. Agricultural Revolution in England, The Transformation of the Agrarian Economy, 1500-1850. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Pan, Alexander, Kushbadia, and Jacob Steinhardt. 2022. The Effects of Reward Misspecification, Mapping and Mitigating Misaligned Models. arxiv.org. Pasquale Frank, 2015. The Black Box Society, The Secret Algorithms That Control Money and Information. Cambridge, M.A., Harvard University Press. Pearl, Judea, 2021. Radical Empiricism and Machine Learning Research. Journal of Causal Inference 9, No. 1, May 24, 78-82. Pelling, Henry, 1976. A History of British Trade Unionism, 3rd ed., London, Penguin. Perlstein, Rick, 2009. Before the Storm, Barry Goldwater and the Unmaking of the American Consensus. New York, Bold Type Books. Pethokoukis, James, 2016. The Productivity Paradox, Why the U.S. Economy Might Be a Lot Stronger Than the Government is Saying. AEI Blog, May 20th. Pethokoukis, James, 27a. Google economist Hal Varian tries to explain America's productivity paradox and how workers should deal with automation. May 5th. Pethokoukis, James, 27d. If not mismeasurement, why is productivity growth so slow? AEI Blog, February 14th. Philip and Thomas, 2019. The Great Reversal, How America Gave Up on Free Markets. Cambridge, May, Harvard University Press. Philip and Thomas and Ariel Reshef, 2012. Wages in Human Capital in the U.S. Finance Industry, 1909 to 2006. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 27, 1551 to 1609. Phillips Fine, Kim, 2010. Invisible Hands, The Businessman's Crusade Against the New Deal. New York, W. W. Norton. Piff, Paul K., Daniel M. Stancato, Stefan Cote, Rodolfo Mendoza Denton, and Dasher Keltner, 2012. Higher Social Class Predicts Increased Unethical Behavior. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, 109, Nob 11, 4086 to 4091. Piketty, Thomas, and Emmanuel Saez, 2003. Income Inequality in the United States, 1913 to 1998. Quarterly Journal of Economics, 118, Nova 1, 1 to 41. Perrin, Henry, 1937. Economic and Social History of Medieval Europe, New York, Harcourt Brace. Perrin, Henry, 1952. Medieval Cities, Their Origins and the Revival of Trade. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Pissarides, Christopher, 1985. Short-Run Equilibrium Dynamics of Unemployment, Vacancies, and Real Wages. American Economic Review 75, Number 4, 676 to 690. Passerides, Christopher, 2000, Equilibrium Unemployment Theory, 2nd ed., Cambridge, May, MIT Press. Poe, Edgar Allan, 1836-1975. Maelzel's Chess Player, in the Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe, New York, Vintage. Pollard, Sidney, 1963. Factory Discipline in the Industrial Revolution. Economic History Review 16, No. 2, 254-271. Pomeranz, Kenneth, 2001, The Great Divergence, China, Europe, and the Making of the Modern World Economy. Princeton, N.J., Princeton University Press. Popp, David, 2002. Induced Innovation and Energy Prices. American Economic Review 92, 162-180. Porter, Roy, 1982, English Society in the 18th Century, Penguin Social History of Britain, London, Penguin. Posner, Eric A., and E. Glenn Whale, 2019, Radical Markets, Princeton J., Princeton University Press. Poston, M.M., 1966, Medieval Agrarian Society in its Prime, England. In the Cambridge Economic History of Europe, edited by Poston, 548-632, London, Cambridge University Press. Postman, Neil, 1985, Amusing Ourselves to Death, Public Discourse in the Age of Show Business, New York, Penguin. Prasad Aryamala, 2020. 2 years later, a look at the unintended consequences of GDPR. Regulatory Studies Center, George Washington University, September Tech. Purnell, Newley, and Jeff Horwitz, 2020. Facebook's hate speech rules collide with Indian politics. Wall Street Journal, August 14. Pine, Stephen J., 2019. Fire, A Brief History, 2nd ed., Seattle, University of Washington Press. Chin, Bei, David Stromberg, and Yanhui Wu, 2017. Why Does China Allow Freer Social Media? Protests versus Surveillance and Propaganda. Journal of Economic Perspectives 31, No. 117-140. Raghu, Maithra, Katie Bloomer, Greg Corrado, John Kleinberg, Ziad Obermeyer, and Sendhil Mullainathan. 2019. The Algorithmic Automation Problem, Prediction, Trash, and Human Effort. arxiv.org. Rathke, Steve, J. Van Bavel, and Sander van der Linden, 2021. Outgroup Animosity Drives Engagement on Social Media. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 118, No. 26, E22429-2118. Reich, David, 2018. Who We Are and How We Got Here. Ancient DNA and the New Science of the Human Past. New York, Pantheon. Remark, Eric Maria, 1928-2013. All Quiet on the Western Front. Translated by A.W. Wien, New York, Random House. Reuters Staff, 2009. Goldman Sachs Boss Says Banks Do God's Work. November 8th. Reynolds, Terry S., 1983. Stronger Than 100 Men, A History of the Vertical Water Wheel. Baltimore, Johns Hopkins University Press. Ricardo, David, 1821-2001. On the Principles of Political Economy and Taxation, 3rd ed. Kitchener, O.N., Batoche. Ricardo, David, 1951-1973. The Works and Correspondences of David Ricardo, edited by Piero Sraffa, Cambridge University Press. Richardson, Ruth, 2012, Dickens in the Workhouse, Oliver Twist and the London Poor, Oxford University Press. Richmond, Alex B., 1825, Narrative of the Condition of the Manufacturing Population, London, John Miller. Riggio, Ronald E., 2014, What is Social Intelligence? Why Does It Matter? Psychology Today, July 1st. Roberts, Andrew, 1991, The Holy Fox, The Life of Lord Halifax, London, George Weidenfeld and Nicholson. Rolt, LTC, 2009, George and Robert Stevenson, The Railway Revolution, Chalford, Amberley. Romer, Paul M., 1990, Endogenous Technological Change. Journal of Political Economy 98, Part 1, S71 to S102. Romer, Paul M., 2021, Taxing Digital Advertising, May 17th. Romero, Alberto, 2021, 5 Reasons Why I Left the AI Industry. Ruse, Kevin, 2019, The Making of a YouTube Radical, New York Times, June 8th. Ruse, Kevin, 2021, The Robots Are Coming for Phil in Accounting, New York Times, March 6th. Rosen, George, 1993, A History of Public Health, Baltimore, Johns Hopkins. Rosenberg, Nathan, 1972, Technology in American Economic Growth, New York, M.E. Sharp. Rosenbluth, Arturo, and Norbert Wiener, 1945, The Role of Models in Science, Philosophy of Science 12, No. 4, October, 316-321. Rosenthal, Caitlin, 2018, Accounting for Slavery, Masters in Management, Cambridge M.A., Harvard University Press. Royal Commission of Inquiry into Children's Employment. 1842-1997. Report by Jellinger C. Simons-esque on the employment of children and young persons in the mines and collieries of the West Riding of Yorkshire, and on the state, condition, and treatment of such children and young persons. Edited by Ian Winstanley. Coal Mining History Resource. Center. Wigan, Pix Publishing. Russell, J.C. 1972. Population in Europe. In the Fontana Economic History of Europe, the Middle Ages. Edited by Carlo M. Scipolla, 25-70. London, Collins Fontana. Russell, John, 2019. Facebook bans 4 armed groups in Myanmar. TechCrunch, February 5th. Russell, Josiah Cox, 1944. The Clerical Population of Medieval England. Traditio 2 177-212. Russell, Stuart J. 2019. Human Compatible, Artificial Intelligence and the Problem of Control. New York Penguin. Russell, Stuart J. and Peter Norvig, 2009. Artificial Intelligence, A Modern Approach, 3rd ed., Hoboken N.J. Prentice Hall. Sapphire William, 2008. Sapphire's Political Dictionary, Rev. ed., Oxford University Press. Samuelson, Paul A. 1965. A Theory of Induced Innovation Along Kennedy-Weizsäcker Lines. Review of Economics and Statistics 47, 343-356. Sandel, Michael J. 2020. The Tyranny of Merit, What's Become of the Common Good, New York Penguin. Sapolsky, Robert M. 2017. Behave, The Biology of Humans at Our Best and Worst, New York Penguin. Satyanath, Shankar, Nico Voigtlander, and Hans-Joachim Voth, 2017. Bowling for Fascism, Social Capital and the Rise of the Nazi Party. Journal of Political Economy, 125, No. 2, 478-526. Schneider, Gregory, 2003, Conservatism in America Since 1930, a Reader, New York University Press. Schumacher, Shannon, and J.J. Monkus, 2021. Economic Attitudes Improve in Many Nations Even as Pandemic Endures. Pew Research Center, July 21, 2021. Scott, James C., 2017. Against the Grain, A Deep History of the Earliest States. New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Select Committee, 1834. Report from Select Committee on Handloom Weavers' Petitions, August 4, 1834, House of Commons. Select Committee, 1835. Report from Select Committee on Handloom Weavers' Petitions, July 1, 1835, House of Commons. Sharp, Andrew, 1998. The English Levelers. Cambridge University Press. Shears, Jonathan, 2017. The Great Exhibition, 1851, a Sourcebook. Manchester, UK, Manchester University Press. Schiltz, Randy, 2007. And the Band Played On, Politics, People, and the AIDS Epidemic, 20th Anniversary ed., New York, St. Martin's Griffin. Shimada, Haruo, and John Paul McDuff, 1986. Industrial Relations and Humanware, Japanese Investments in Automobile Manufacturing in the United States. MIT Sloan School Working Paper No. 1855-87, December. Shirky Clay, 2011. The Political Power of Social Media. Foreign Affairs, January-February. Schneiderman, Ben, 2022. Human-Centered AI, New York, Oxford University Press. Steinberg, Gary, and Evan P. Apfelbaum, 2013. The Power of Shared Experience, Simultaneous Observation with Similar Others Facilitates Social Learning. Social Psychological and Personality Science 4, No. 6, 738-744. Siegfried Andre, 1940. Suez and Panama. Translated by Henry Harold Hemming and Doris Hemming. London, Jonathan Cape. Sylvestre Henry, 1969. L'Isthme de Suez, 1854-1869. Marseille, Caire. Simonite, Tom, 2016. How Google Plans to Solve Artificial Intelligence. MIT Technology Review, March 31st. Smil, Vaclav, 1994. Energy and World History. New York, Routledge. Smil, Vaclav, 2017. Energy and Civilization, A History. Rev. ed., Cambridge, MA, MIT Press. Smith, Adam, 1776-1999. The Wealth of Nations, Books I3. London, Penguin Classics. Smith, Bruce D., 1995. The Emergence of Agriculture. New York, Scientific American Library. Smith, Gary, and Jeffrey Funk, 2021. AI has a long way to go before doctors can trust it with your life. Quartz, June 4th, last updated July 20th, 2022. Solow, Robert M. 1956, A Contribution to the Theory of Economic Growth, Quarterly Journal of Economics 7065-94. Solow, Robert M., 1987. We'd Better Watch Out, New York Times Book Review, July 12, 36. Sorkin, Amy Davidson, 2013. Edward Snowden, the NSA Leaker, Comes Forward, New Yorker, June 9th. Spear Percival, 1965. The Oxford History of Modern India, 1740-1947. Oxford, Clarendon. Spector Michael, 2021. How ACT UP Changed America, New Yorker, June 7th. Spinrad, R.J. 1982, Offs Automation, Science 215, No 4534, 808 to 813. Stalin, Joseph V. 1954, Works, Vol. 12, Moscow, Foreign Languages Publishing. Statute of Laborers, 1351, from Statutes of the Realm 137. Stedman, Philip, 2012, Samuel Bentham's Panopticon, Journal of Bentham Studies 14, No. 1, 1-30. Steinfeld, Robert J. 1991, The Invention of Free Labor, The Employment Relation in English and American Law and Culture, 1350-1870. Chapel Hill, University of North Carolina Press. Stella, Massimo, Emilio Ferrara, and Manlio de Domenico, 2018. Bots increase exposure to negative and inflammatory content in online social systems. Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences 1 and 15, No. 49, 12-435-12-440. Stewart, James, 1767. An Inquiry into the Principles of Political Economy, London, A. Miller and T. Cadell. Stewart, Francis, 1977. Technology and Underdevelopment, London, Macmillan. Story, Louise and Eric 2009. Bankers reaped lavish bonuses during bailouts, New York Times, July 30th. Strenza, Tarmo, 2007. Intelligence and Socioeconomic Success, a Meta-Analytical Review of Longitudinal Research. Intelligence 35, 401-426. Sunstein, Cass, 2001. Republic.com, Princeton, NJ, Princeton University Press. Susskind, Daniel, 2020. A World Without Work, Technology, Automation, and How We Should Respond. New York, Picador. Suzman, James, 2017. Affluence Without Abundance, What We Can Learn from the World's Most Successful Civilization. London, Bloomsbury. Swaminathan, Nikhil, 2008. Why Does the Brain Need So Much Power? Scientific American, April 28th. Swanson, R.N., 1995. Religion and Devotion in Europe, C. 1215, C. 1515. Cambridge Medieval Textbooks. Cambridge University Press. Talat, Pierre, and Mark Lehner, 2022. The Red Sea Scrolls, How Ancient Papyri Reveal the Secrets of the Pyramids. London, Thames and Hudson. Tang, Audrey, 2019. A Strong Democracy is a Digital Democracy. New York Times, October 15th. Tarbell, Ida M., 1904. The History of the Standard Oil Company. New York, Macmillan. Taub, Amanda, and Max Fisher, 2018. Where Countries Are Tinderboxes and Facebook is a Match. New York Times, April 21st. Tawney, R.H., 1941. The Rise of the Gentry. Economic History Review 11 of 1-38. Taylor, Bill, 2011. Great People Are Overrated. Harvard Business Review, June 20th. Taylor, Keith, Trans and Ed, 1975. Henry St. Simon, 1760-1825. Selected Writings on Science, Industry, and Social Organization. London, Routledge. Tellenbach, Gerd, 1993. The Church in Western Europe from the 10th to the early 12th century. Cambridge Medieval Textbooks. Cambridge University Press. Thelen, Kathleen A., 1991. Union of Parts, Labor Politics in Postwar Germany. Ithaca, Ny, Cornell University Press. Thelwall, John, 1796. The Rights of Nature Against the Usurpations of Establishments. London, H. D. Simons. Thompson, E.P. 1966. The Making of the English Working Class. New York, Vintage. Thrupp, Sylvia L., 1972. Medieval Industry. In the Fontana Economic History of Europe, the Middle Ages, edited by Carlo M. Cipolla, 221-273. London, Collins Fontana. Timberg, Craig, Tony Rahm, and Drew Harwell, 2019. A Facebook Policy Lets Politicians Lie in Ads, Leaving Democrats Fearing What Trump Will Do. Washington Post, October 10th. Time, 1961. Men of the Year U.S. Scientists, January 2nd. Tirole, Jean, 2021. Digital Dystopia. American Economic Review 111, No. 6, 2007-2048. Tomasello, Michael, 1995. Joint Attention as Social Cognition. In Joint Attention, Its Origins and Role in Development, edited by C. Moore and P. J. Dunham, 103-130. Mahwah, N.J. Lawrence Earlbaum. Tomasello, Michael, 2019. Becoming Human, A Theory of Ontogeny. Cambridge, M.A., Harvard University Press. Tomasello, Michael, Melinda Carpenter, Gosep Kaul, Tanya Benny, and Henrike Moll, 2005. Understanding and Sharing Intentions, The Origins of Cultural Cognition. Behavioral and Brain Sciences, 28, No. 5, 675-691. Treffler, Alan, 2018. The Big RPA Bubble. Forbes, December 2nd. Tugwell, Rexford G., 1933. Design for Government. Political Science Quarterly 48, No. 3, September 331-332. Tunzelman, G. N. Vaughan, 1978, Steam Power and British Industrialization to 1860, Oxford, Clarendon. Turing, Alan, 1950, Computing Machinery and Intelligence, Mind 59, Gnome 236, 433-460. Turing, Alan, 1951, 2004. Intelligent Machinery, A Heretical Theory. In the Turing Test, Verbal Behavior as the Hallmark of Intelligence, edited by Stuart M. Schieber, 105-110, Cambridge, MA, MIT Press. Turner, John, 1991, Social Influence, New York, Thomson Brooks Cole. Torek, Heidi, 2019. A Lesson from 1930s Germany, Beware State Control of Social Media. Atlantic, May 26. Souliadis, Tim, 2008. The Forsaken. An American Tragedy in Stalin's Russia, New York, Penguin. Ure, Andrew, 1835-1861. The Philosophy of Manufactures, or an Exposition of the Scientific, Moral, and Commercial Economy of the Factory System of Great Britain. London, H. G. Bone. Varian, 2016. A Microeconomist Looks at Productivity, A View from the Valley. Brookings Institute Presentation Slides. Vassallo, Steve, 2021. How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love AI. Forbes, February 3rd. Verna, Inder M. 2014. Editorial Expression of Concern. Experimental Evidence of Massive-Scale Emotional Contagion Through Social Networks. PNAS 101 and NAR 29, July 3, 10779. Vosuki, Sorush, Deb Roy, and Sinan Erol. 2018. The Spread of True and False News Online. Science 359-1146-1151. Voth, Hans Joachim, 2004. Living Standards and the Urban Environment. In the Cambridge Economic History of Modern Britain, edited by Roderick Floud and Paul Johnson, 268-294. Cambridge University Press. Voth, Hans Joachim, 2012. Time and Work in England During the Industrial Revolution, New York, Ex Libris. Waldman, Steve Randy, 2021. The 1996 Law That Ruined the Internet. Atlantic, January 3rd. Wang Tianyi, 2021. Media, Pulpit, and Populist Persuasion. Evidence from Father Coughlin. American Economic Review 111, Number 9, 364-394. Warner R.L., 1904. Electrically Driven Shops. Journal of the Worcester Polytechnic Institute 7, Number 2, January 83-100. Weldon, Finn, R., 1971. The Norman Conquest and Its Effects on the Economy. Hamden, C.T., Archon. Wells, H.G., 1895, 2005. The Time Machine, London, Penguin Classics. West, Darrell M., 2018. The Future of Work, Robots, AI, and Automation. Washington, Brookings Institution. White, Lynn Jr., 1964. Medieval Technology and Social Change. New York, Oxford University Press. White, Lynn Jr., 1978. Medieval Religion and Technology, Collected Essays. Berkeley, University of California Press. Wickham, Christopher, 2016. Medieval Europe, New Haven, CT, Yale University Press. Wiener, Jonathan M., 1978. Social Origins of the New South, Alabama, 1860-1885. Baton Rouge, Louisiana State University Press. Wiener, Norbert, 1949. The Machine Age, version 3. Unpublished paper, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Wiener, Norbert, 1954. The Human Use of Human Beings, Cybernetics and Society. Boston, Da Capo. Wiener, Norbert, 1960. Some Moral and Technical Consequences of Automation. Science 131 NS, Number 3410, 1355-1358. Wiener, Norbert, 1964. God and Golem, Inc., A Comment on Certain Points Where Cybernetics Impinges on Religion, Cambridge, MA, MIT Press. Wilkinson, Toby, 2020. A World Beneath the Sands, The Golden Age of Egyptology, New York, W.W. Norton. Williams, Callum, 2021. A Bright Future for the World of Work, The Economist Special Report, April 8th. Williamson, Jeffrey G., 1985. Did British Capitalism Breed Inequality? London, Routledge. Wilson, Arnold, 1939. The Suez Canal, Its Past, Present, and Future, Oxford University Press. Wolmar, Christian, 2007. Fire and Steam, How the Railways Transformed Britain, London, Atlantic. Wolmar, Christian, 2010. Blood, Iron, and Gold, How the Railways Transformed the World, New York, Public Affairs. Wood, Gabby, 2002. Edison's Eve, A Magical History of the Quest for Mechanical Life, New York, Anchor. Woodward C. Van, 1955. The Strange Career of Jim Crow, New York, Oxford University Press. Wooldridge, Michael, 2020. A Brief History of Artificial Intelligence, What It Is, Where We Are, and Where We Are Going, New York, Flatiron. Wright, Gavin, 1986. Old South, New South, Revolutions in the Southern Economy Since the Civil War, New York, Basic Books. Wright, Catherine I. Karen, 2014. Domestication and Inequality? Households, Corporate Groups, and Food Processing Tools at Neolithic Saddle-Hoyuk. Journal of Anthropological Archaeology 33 but 1-33. Wrightson, Keith, 1982. English Society 1580-1680. New Brunswick, NJ, Rutgers University Press. Kindle. Wrightson, Keith, ed. 2017. A Social History of England 1500 to 1750. Cambridge, Cambridge University Press. Xu, Baina, and Eleanor Albert, 2017. Media Censorship in China, Council on Foreign Relations, Young, Arthur, 1768, The Farmer's Letters to the People of England, London, Strahan. Young, Arthur, 1771, The Farmer's Tour Through the East of England, London, Strahan, Yarthur, 1801, An Inquiry into the Propriety of Applying Wastes to the Better Maintenance and Support of the Poor, Rackham, Angel Hill. Zira, Joseph, 1998, Workers, Machines, and Economic Growth. Quarterly Journal of Economics 113, Number 4, 1091-11-7. Zhang, Liang, Andrew Nathan, Perry Link, and Orville Schell, 2002. The Tiananmen Papers, New York, Public Affairs. Zhang, Raymond, Paul Moser, Aaron Krolik, and Jeff Cow, 2020. Leaked documents show how China's army of paid internet trolls helped censor the coronavirus. ProPublica, December 19. Zuboff, Shoshana, 1988. In the Age of the Smart Machine, The Future of Work and Power, New York, Basic Books. Zuboff, Shoshana, 2019, The Age of Surveillance Capitalism, The Fight for a Human Future at the New Frontier of Power, London, Profile Books. Zweig, Stefan, 1943, The World of Yesterday, translated by Benjamin W. Hubsch and Helmut Ripperger, New York, Viking.